I'm extremely happy that I can present you and represent Albena Branzova. She was my player, our player, in page 4 years. She had an extremely great career, but I just want to tell why she is she. First of all, I learned for all my players, but I think Albena was one of the players that I learned a lot. Really well. And I remember first year really burned in a great relationship. Yeah, she didn't get from the zone in the corner. And I was in some acrobatic things, but today, you see, and if you watch our games at that time, we played one UCLA cut that I used her passing and shooting abilities. We played the back screen for positions forward, was a really back screen and it was a big surprise. And after wasn't a surprise, and I used her brain, the mental qualities, abilities, and she was a real leader on the court, Dalio was here, they played one together. That was not easy to and that season, and we really played, and we were two Final Fours, and for that champions, cups, whatever, 4 years ago, the title, in the room, of course. And just to tell you that the Final Four, if you watch now women's basketball, it was, it's not like short was it was, we didn't have about it for 5 and I remember the first time for Albena, now I'm talking about this, we had injured positions 5 with many players. Didn't have resources to check sure that your Shashat Anderson is injured, and then we didn't have more than half of the season. More. I think she played in the first 4 or 5 days. And after we lost happy. Anna was injured and she didn't play a few last games and Final Four, and that was Final Four in the bench. We saw how really it was like the kids from our academy. And I think it was really unbelievable times. And after next year we went to Samara to win the I was sure that we will win. And actually we played 4 days before the Final Four was a big mistake in Michigan's game. Because we were first and it wasn't important, we went to Michigan with WCA and they came and they started. And then we played in the season for years to come. And they started and they were aggressive, want to beat us. And I remember it was a good sign for my team that was we were so successful. And then we'll fight for the injury of the game, we were tired. Then we lost the semi-finals. We did an unbelievable and successful job. The time Williams played in Parma and Nadal played in Parma, and they do that. Williams played for Brno, and Nadal worked for us, and Nadal worked for us, and we lost the game. And I just want to tell you one thing about that. I can't tell you. We had semi-finals, quarter-finals, against Bruges. Bruges was at the top at the time, before the Rush in its game, and before the Rush in the case. Bruges was the biggest tradition. We won the first game there, and Syria. And we played here and we lost the game because it was 70 baggage. It was 70 baggage.
Put me on the spot here.
We do this right. For 70 for Borges, it was only 4 or 5 seconds. I didn't have time out, and I was so angry. But it was a tough game, and we were only behind them 5 months, 2 months, and I needed 5 months, whatever. And 70 last defense, and was 3 throws. It's very bad video, that's the reason I am there now. And Albena, I was sure that that's all 1 second before the end of the game. 1 second. It's only 1 second. It's not agility, you can see. Yes, 70 for Bush. You see where is the level, it was more than 5,000 people in the gym. You can recognize this gym. Maybe you can show now. And I was, Albena, sure, that's Albena number 9. Listen to the silence. Listen to the silence. Yeah, that's overtime, but we overtime there. When we had a young talent was it was 2 points last. She had 2 free throws, 5 seconds, and she missed 1 and we went. This is the game when we went to the Final Four. And I was sure because I remember all 3 free throws. And first coach, I was sitting on the bench. Okay, I was sitting. But I remember, hey, last was stupid, you don't have time. But after I was okay with myself because I did all the game, we were running for the result, we needed timeouts. And I was angry, and fall from Albena. Shoot, and next season, Dama will not pass you against Vilnius because again, quarter-final game. I didn't game, but trust me, the same. We are coming back. Albena, 3-point shot, timeout, coming back to Dama, went inside the two, was so coming along, 2 points, and we lost the game. We lost the game, and Vilnius because I think it was 2 seasons after. And I'll show you. And everybody, on the bench, I don't want to watch. No, I remember I was so cool. I was so cool, and I was sure that she would score this 3-point shot. No, this is, I think, that's better than I can see this video. Showed everything, Albena. Thank you. That you are here. I told them that I'm extremely happy when my former players are involved in basketball, wherever. But I think she's representing the high level of basketball and approach. This is what I enjoy.
Well, thank you so much for having me here. Laszlo, I will say it again in front of everybody that he started a good story. And I have to kind of forget about my presentation because what he was just started. It's very important as you as a coaches for you to know what's happening in players' mind. And because of those times, exactly with those 4 years, coming in pitch, I was what I was, the top scorer in EuroLeague coming from Israel. And I thought I was on the top of my career. And that's why I got recruited for Piveška. But coming here, I did not, at that time, I did not realize what was coming. And that those 4 years, especially the strategy of Laszlo and Akos, of course, they brought the cherry on the cake for me. And looking back on those years, I can even say that the cherry was so big. And I learned so much valuable lesson. Laszlo inspired me to become better in so many ways, not just as a basketball player, but as a person. Because at that time, I did not realize how competitive I was. I had to be the best in the team. I was mad that I'm not the best, that Dalma was not passing me the ball, or Daliborka was playing in front of me, you know, so I had to find, and I realized at that time I was about 32 years old. So I said, oh my God, there are younger players than me. I have to catch up. So I have to be smarter. So that, he gave me a passion, which at the end of my life, I'll be grateful for Laszlo, introduced me to psychology. So for me to be successful, to be in the right place, to be in the right time, and playing the right thing with the right people, I had to dive into sports psychology. And so thanks to Laszlo and his approaches, because in the first year, his approaches, we were not connecting, we were not communicating. And I was not satisfied, not with him, but I was not satisfied with myself. So what I'm so grateful is that I follow my instincts, and I'm big in instincts. And nowadays, we teach instincts, how to follow your instincts, how to improve your IQ, how to follow your intuition. Because we think like it's something which we cannot teach, but actually we can guide the players to start being aware and start feeling it. So during those moments which I just saw, I'm going to share my secret. I was afraid that, am I going to make the free throws? And at that moment, the only moment I had, the time for the foul was called, to the time I went to the free throw line, I had this moment of separation to make the difference. And the only thing what I was saying, I'm doing it, I'm ready, but it's not you saying it. You are feeling it, and you are allowing yourself to feel. So I was going in the free throw line, and that was my mantra, and this is what I teach every basketball player I'm working with now. When you step on this free throw line, it's you, me, the ball, and the basket. And that is all I care about. Yes, I am aware that the gym was silent, and that was like, I could feel the pin drop in certain moments. But that, and I was keep repeating it, me, the ball, and the basket, get all the tensions out. And it's very important because when we are tense, we have tense to bring our shoulders up. And I exhale, and that was me, narrow focus on my target. And I focus of making the basket. I did not question it. Am I going to be? No. I did not allow the feelings, because in those short periods of time of milliseconds, moments, you don't have time to think. You only have time to follow feelings. And if you narrow your focus on your end result, the body will follow. So I became super, I mean, that was one of my first experiences of like, oh my God, this is working. And actually, I am in the flow of doing it. So for me, that was amazing. for me, that was, I don't even remember if we had a timeout or not. I don't remember, because the game was so excited. I didn't even know who called that play. I don't know. I was just coming out, and I got the ball, and I shoot it, and the foul was called. So for the first time in my life, not first time, but in this important game, I follow myself that I was just doing it. And this is what I called it, the flow, being in the flow without planning it so much on the game, without knowing if it's going to happen, who's going to be watch me. It's just doing it. So after that, everything was a history, because after that, I knew how it's done. And I think the hardest part for us as a coaches, and I'm talking about us because I've been coaching for the last 12 years, different ages. I was the head coach of a university team in Canada, and University of Quebec in Montreal. I was the assistant coach with Canadian national team under 16. We developed a great model, success model for those athletes, like to be in the last Olympics, you know, individually to develop them in the team concept, for them to be mentally ready, performance-wise ready, you know, on top of the world, and they're nailing it. And I just got like even a message that one of the players, she made the Final Four in the States. You know, she's playing in the university. Pardon me? Aliyah is one of them. The other one is Marissa. Marissa, she is with, it's gonna come to me. So it's amazing just to see when we are ready to share in an appropriate way, players are ready to sponge. So thinking about my experience here, Laszlo taught me that I'm here for you. I may not express myself the way you understand it, but it's my responsibility to read between the lines and to take responsibility for my action. So I did. I connected with players. I connected with coaches. They did not know what I was talking about, but my first step was made by me. Subconsciously, consciously, I was mad. Consciously, I was mad. Subconsciously, I knew that that was the way. And from there, you know, I became better. You know, I had the privilege to play with Edith in Sopron, and I have to tell you, I learned many lessons. And I was ready to bring my culture, which I created for myself, to Sopron. And we're not here to talk about Sopron now. But I have to tell you that one thing I spoke to, what's the name of the coach? The coach. No. Norby. I saw Norby 4 years ago in the World Championship. And I said, Norby, I have to tell you, I was so pissed with you when I came to Sopron, because he said, oh, we don't know if we're going to win. Oh, we don't know. You know, and I said, what the hell? We were struggling all 4 years of winning against you because we thought you have an excellent team. And the coach did not know. Why I'm mentioning this to you, and believe me, I spoke to Norby, so it's not, I'm not giving him a credit. He changed. And I have to tell you, he changed because somebody like me and the team behind him were in a different story of experience to bring him, to lift him up, you know. So why I'm giving this example here is because you guys are coaches. It's really up to you to set your mind where you want your team to be. It's your minds. If you have any doubts, it's within you, and it's okay to have it. So I'm here to talk about Get Better, Evolve. This is my work together with my sister, Gergana Branzova, who is also a WNBA player. She played Detroit. She was the first Bulgarian who was drafted in WNBA, even though I was drafted after, but she was the first one. So we studied together in Florida International University, and we played the national team for so many years. So together, we created that model. We are putting forces together of how can we be more for our athletes? How can we serve in the bigger world? So I'm here to present some of the astonishing things which we found. And it's not just we found it, we are living it, we're working on it, we're applying it. Because as I said, for me, it's not what I know, it's what I do. And only through doing, we can adjust what is needed at the moment and make it better. So, okay. How I transitioned from player to coach. And I just told you about my story about being a player here. I mean, being a player, learning those lessons with Laszlo, and later applying them to Sopron, because I was applying it. Sopron at that time, in my opinion, was not the same family as Laszlo created it. It was a different dynamic. But we had to take the best. But I have to tell you, everything what I learned, the lessons I learned here with Laszlo and Ákos, you know, Ákos was an amazing part. And yesterday we were talking about, it's like, and I'm going to give you this story because it's what I started doing it because I received it. I started doing it to my players and made a difference from the earth to the moon. Because it's not what I know, it's how much I care. It's projected in the relationship we build in every moment with the players. Every moment, even when we don't speak, even just being in the presence in the gym, they're just tightening their shoes and we are there entering, how we stand up, what is going on, what kind of words we say, what is our energy look like. It makes huge difference because our players, they reflect on us. Every time Laszlo came to the gym, he was full of energy. I never saw Laszlo, you know, down, tired. No, he was full of energy. And that energy, it was contagious. Ákos was a different kind of dynamic. He was more quieter, but he had a presence. He had a personal connections with me because Laszlo was screaming at my face over there, you know. And it was just like, what the hell are you doing, whatever it is. But I did not know. As a players don't know what exactly words mean. And this is how we created with my sister, you know, that program that we know, the secret sauce, we call it, you know, the connections to make players understand what exactly we mean with one word. So Ákos was the one who say, come over here, let's do it. So I never played the defense before. Nobody explained me the defense, but as a player, I would never say, I did not understand. I don't know the timing of it. I already thought that I was not enough. I was slow. I was telling myself I was slow. I'm more offensive minded. My offense it's carrying me to that point, which it did. But I wanted to be more of a complete player. I wanted to be the best of the best. So Ákos was the one who was saying, come here, Albena, let's practice it. When the ball was there, I want you to be this way. When the ball here, do it slowly. You know, do it slowly, whatever it is. And he gave me the courage, the support, which I needed it. At that time, I did not realize, that's why self-awareness is huge nowadays with players, to build this huge self-awareness, because they don't even realize what they need. And believe me, I'm going to ask you that question with you as a coaches. What do you need? And it's about not what, oh, I need to be a perfect coach. No, I need to be calm. It's like what I need as a coach. I need to have a clear vision. I know that in certain moments I have anxiety, but those anxiety are brought from where? From me wanting to not to fail, you know, the fear. So I have to recognize those kind of things, and when I recognize it, I have a choice to make. What do I choose, the fear or the fearless? To act or not to act? To fake? Yes, sometimes I choose to fake, because it's the first step of me going, but I cannot fake for long. I have to change. And one thing is, constant in this world is change. The only thing which truly is change. So, thanks to my cherry on the cake, Peveshka, Laszlo, Akos, I want to thank you one more time to provoking me, to making me a better human being, because you gave me a boost to wanting to be better. You gave me the clue. You gave me the clue. So I'm forever grateful for that.
It's you too.
And here, you know, all the opportunities about, am I ready to be here? We're in China with 3D. We were recruiting, we recruited top players, WNBA players, players who are just finishing from college. They're ready to be top players. They did not make the WNBA tryouts. So we were preparing here a team to go and prepare the China national team for the Olympics. We lost, but all those players, I found out that all those players were broken when they came. They were top players, big names, and they were broken inside. So we had here, I mean, you can see it's just like, this is my sister, this is Teddy, those are the coaches from Canada, the Latvian coach, Dalios, he is a great journalist from US. So we team up and we say, okay, let's experiment, let's do it a different way. And because I was the head coach, you know, was my lead. Even though I had those big heads, you know, big brains of basketball, they were ready to jump into the same strategy. So we tried different approaches. We had like 2 practices. But what we did, we worked in the different approaches with players. We asked them how they feel. We asked them why they're here, what they're looking for, what they wish for. And we took that, their needs, and we designed something at the moment, because this is very rarely. You here in this academy, you have a whole season to prepare, right? So that's advantage. Here in those moments, you don't have time. You have time to perform. But we lost the games. But what was really important? All those players, they rose up from the ashes, I'll call. One of the players, Maggie Lucas, she had an awful season. Guard, I mean, she is a killer machine, but nobody saw her that. They put her in the corner, and that's it. So she couldn't, and she was ready to quit. So when I asked her to come, she said, Coach, but I don't think I'm ready. I said, you are ready. Come, we'll make it ready. And again, she was scoring in 3 games, averaging 36 points. She was a killer. And she got a huge contract in China after that. So many other players, they got amazing, amazing contracts. But again, it's not because I was genius. It's because we allow ourselves to listen to the needs of the players and adjust our system at the moment to whatever they are ready for. Okay? So that's, I just wanted to share a little bit of my experience. Advantages of being a player. What are the advantages becoming a player to a coach? Not every player become a good coach. I posted a couple. My advantages was that I'm still evolving in my life's passion. And my life's passion is not just basketball, but working with human beings, inspiring them, helping them to fulfill their true potential. And this is what matters for me. And we have a massive, massive experience of ups and downs. And in a lifetime, we cannot make all the mistakes. We can only take the essence of the lessons and apply it towards where we want it to be. But we have to have a clear vision where we want it to be. And that sometimes is the hardest part. Knowledge of the game, leadership experience, understanding of the success journey. Because yes, I want to be a champion. Yes, we won, like I won 20 championships. 20, I was just like, what? Where did it happen? In a vast of like 20 years of experience. But now I understand what it takes. Was I really happy all the time? No. Most of the time I was miserable. Why? Because I did not have, at that time, I did not have that deeper awareness, understanding of who I am. Of who I am, I rediscover every time. And my advantage is that I have a mission. I want to make a difference in a bigger scale. And for that reason, right now, I'm not coaching one team. That was my choice. I said, if I coach one team, everybody feeling me is like, oh, I want to work with some athletes. Oh, why she's here? She's recruiting mine athletes. So for that reason, I decided, you know what? I'm just going to go and give myself to everybody who needs help and my expertise. Disadvantages and difficulties. It's like no disadvantages, difficulties I had in the transition from player to coach is that I realized how complex the game is, even more. I knew that was, but now teaching them, now applying this individual approach to everybody, because I knew that the individual approach is the key. And again, I learned it with Laszlo and Ákos, because they were talking to me. Tell me, how many of you played basketball before coaching? All of you, almost, right? So tell me, was it important, the coach, to feel the coach that their eyes was on you? Was it important? How important? From the scale 0 to 10, 10 is the max. I'm 10. And how many of you calculated this? We have 2 hours practice, or even 1 hour and a half practice. We have 12 players, so 10 players. Let's make it 10 players. And if coach gives me 100% attention to me, out of those 120 minutes, 10 players, how many minutes he has for me? 12. 12 minutes. Was I satisfied? Hell no. The whole attention to be me, right? But I never did this calculation while I was a player to understand that that's not possible. I was demanding it. How I knew that I was demanding it is because I was fucking mad at him. Sorry for my language. And this is how our players are. They're not talking to you. They're leaving it from inside. So this is how I start examining it. Oh my God, this is the complexity. It's just like I need to go and dive into each player's under the skin in a certain way to get to know him. But not to get to know him by fluff. Do you know the word fluff? Like faking it? Oh, how are you? No, I really want to care about you. And level up my resourcefulness. I had this player, post player, heavy a little bit, excellent shooter, play position 4 and 5. She couldn't play a defense for nothing. Couldn't play for defense for nothing. So I needed her. And she wanted to be in the first 5 of the championship, you know, the star. So one day I said, you know what, I have to level up my resourcefulness. So I said, Emmy, I understand you. It's a hard work. I understand. And this is where Laszlo, I've been telling a lot of story of your time to my players. Just sharing my experience. I know. I was hiding that. I was feeling not good enough to play the defense, not because I don't want to, it's because I don't know how. The moment I approached that and I said, listen, play it smart. I don't want you to be all the time excited and things like that, which I wanted. But at that time, I said, I don't want to do that. I want you to be in the right place, doing the right thing. And I'll show you how. So I went to the court and I said, this is the moment. We watch videos, and that's why it's great that we're living in this technology. We show videos. They cannot say, but this, but that. We were always, but that, but the referee. And they said, forget about the referee, look at the tape. I don't want the referee to have even the slightest things to call a foul on you because it's a disadvantage to us at that moment of the time when we needed a score. So what happened is that individual approach made her a monster, something which she started enjoying it. Did I put the work for her? No. Did I sweat? No. But I took that approach, individual approach of what she needed. She just needed to feel safe, that she is understood by the coach. And again, I was fortunate to have been in that situation. We don't have to, but we have to be very resourceful. So that was like a journey for me to learn, you know, resourcefulness. Different responsibilities. I was a showman person in doing the recruiting, doing everything. Practices, not just the practices of basketball, the physical conditioning, because I was pissed that they're taking time from my time on the court. So we had to be resourceful implementing basketball drills into the physical conditioning drills. And that was amazing. The result, yes, I was sweating for 6 months to create together with my coaches that, but we had to be resourceful. We work together. It was not perfect, but we try, we adjust, and we keep our high standards to the players. It's like, we're here, we're working for you, we are looking for high efficiency. I don't want you to be here sleeping in the gym, even though I wanted them to sleep, but it's that I'm looking for super efficiency. We need to make the practice super efficient for you. And the criteria is like, did you feel fulfilled? The player, did they feel fulfilled? We have to ask him. We have to measure it. Everything what we do, we have to measure it. Delegating skills, I couldn't do it alone. I needed my assistant coaches to play a super valued part. When I went to the Team Canada, you know, that was the greatest things in the world for me, because I did not know how to delegate skills. I thought, you know, it's so easy for you because we have the knowledge, experience. Oh, it's faster for me. But we need to be great teachers for all of us. Dealing with differences in personality. Oh, different personalities, exactly. Some of them are sad, the other ones are excited, the other ones are talking too much, the other ones are aggressive. You know, how do we manage that? I asked psychologists to come with the psychologist respect. And me, I was a psychologist. I thought I could do it alone. No. And the last thing is I'm getting better now, it's self-care. At one point, what does self-care means? My healthy life. Do I sleep enough? Do I eat enough? Do I exercise? Is my energy level up so I don't have to fake it? My vitality. I learned to the hardest part. I was depressed at some point. I was burned out. I was burned out from being a player. But I said, no, that doesn't exist. I'm going to tough it up. But at one point, you have to face it. And you have to take responsibility. So I strongly believe that we're born to thrive. When is the time? Is now. Take the charge, make the change. And it's all about awareness. I'm here to bring awareness to you. What do you want? It's not about before you ask yourself what do you know you want, you have to ask your questions. What do you need? At that moment, you may need a peace of mind. Maybe you need a nap. Maybe you need a coffee time, a valuable time with your friend, or with your wife, with your husband. Be honest what you need and go get it. Because here, they want you in the highest standard. Why? Because we're serving not just us, but we're serving the kids. And they deserve the best of us. Otherwise, why are we coaching? So Basketball Canada was an unbelievable experience. Why for me? Because I'm going through 5 questions here, by the way. Anita was asking me, oh, do a presentation and my 5 questions. I said, choose one. I choose all of them. Because I think sharing experiencing, sharing stories, you can relate to it. Because things are kind of the same. So we created a culture. That culture, when I came there, 2012, it wasn't there. We created it. We create the coaches create the culture. How? Were every coach in the same page? No. But my intentions, I wanted to contribute. I had to learn how to communicate my message, how to be respectful. I had an amazing teacher, Mike McKay. Amazing. He is he is a teacher. But he's brilliant and provoking me with ideas to bring the best of me. When I feel like, oh my God, I don't know what I don't know. But he said, yes, you know it. Just think about it. Just be resourceful. So it turned out to be, we were 2 times in the World Championship. We won many games. Some players, this is the player I'm talking about. She's in the Final 4 right now, Marissa. Aliyah is on the court, by the way. You know, so it was unbelievable. So what does Canada Basketball stand for? Long-term athlete development. I'm going to take this wherever I go. Because, and especially I want to share with you because you are laying the foundation in Hungary to be excellent, excellent international methodology center. Not just the best in Hungary, but internationally. And this motto is, I know it belongs to Canada Basketball, but it all starts from here. And this is what I'm being hired together with my sister in the Bulgarian Basketball Federation to revive the women's part of the basketball. And we are working, we just started working before signing a contract with finding what is available, what the kids need. It's not what I need. I know what I need. I need the kids who will follow directions, who will execute, who will be excited, who will grow and be successful. But how do I get there? I need to see what they need at the moment and slowly develop the game. So very small part, you know, it will become the top of the nations, you know. So it's all worth it. Because in the meantime, from the whole process, you're going to have the health of the nation. You're going to have active life. We are teaching, I mean, through sports, we're teaching leaderships. We're teaching life skills, which we bring everywhere we go. And we know ourselves to a deeper level. And only when we know ourselves in a deeper level, then we can make a difference for others by sharing. There are some keys to enhance athletes' performance, specific. I strongly believe, and we strongly believe, that individual assessment profiling is a key. I mean, make sure that you have your questions and I will answer, you know, because individual assessment profile, what does that mean? Oh, we are measuring how many free throws they make or what? And that is a complexity. Again, we need to go in a complex thing. Create a custom program for those athletes before going to a team concept. They need to know how they're being used, so what they need to be good at. Implementation, follow through. That part is what makes the huge difference. I got many coaches tell me, Albena, work on your hook shots from that distance. Good. What else? But where? And which part of the game? Where the defense is? No, clueless. So I go 1s and 0. By the way, that's my favorite shot. 1s and 0, I'm making hook shots. Okay? How many times I use it? 5. But I'm not practicing what I'm actually playing. And again, this is what I learned, that I have to practice exactly the game situation. That's why my work with my physical conditioning, we developed the exercises in the physical conditioning to be exactly on the place of the court where that movement is going to be there. Is it going to be a 45 degrees? Is it going to be a baseline? Is it going to be like a double team situation? Everything has to be part of the strategy for us to be super efficient. If you're looking for super efficiency, though. And the third area is the integration into the game. So this is how we do it, integration into the game. You find an application right away, and you show it, and guess what? Psychologically wise, we're building trust with the players. Because it's all the attention. I see you in this part of the game. You can do this. Let's start practicing it. And they get excited. Because we are working in super efficiency. Successful implementation of individual schemes to a team concept. And that's for coaches. I had to adjust my system, your system, according to a player's traits at the moment. They're developing stages. They're in the developing stages. Right now, they can do something this way. Okay, let's use it. Don't save it for next year. Use it. Because psychologically, emotionally, you give them fire. You ignite that constantly, that you are important. For yourself and for the team, of course. Give precise feedback. Precise feedback. So, if I call Laszlo, immediately everybody is turning on their name. Right? So, before I give my feedback, I have to say, Laszlo, elbow up. So I give him exactly what I need. Not like, what the hell are you doing? Run, run. What does that run mean? Everybody's running. Out sprint, neutralize, speak clearly your end result. And then suddenly my emotions are coming down because players need directions, and this is how we train them. So we just need to be super efficient. Make sure athletes understand their roles and how that may change throughout the season. That I never understood it. Oh my God, that was a big roller coaster in my player's career. So knowing that, how can I do this for my players? Because my job depends on their success. But I need to forget about my job and start caring what they are good at now. And I said, listen, I know there was a player of mine, she was shooting like this, but she said, I want to shoot 3 points. I said, no, you're not shooting 3 points now. Why do you want to shoot 3 points? Oh, because I want to make more points. I say, but there's a different way. You're so good at penetrating, going to a basket, and you are good of 2 + 1. Let's calculate. And again, I'm not very good on calculation, but I make a simple math in action. Simple math in action is say, okay, let's watch a game. How many times you drive? Let's focus mastering your finishes, you know, like with the pivots, like a combo finishes, so you can get more points where your strengths are. Oh, I never thought about it. And again, that shows resourcefulness of the coach and wanting to give them the tip of the cake, you know, for them just to find, oh, that's the key. And then you are there to work with them. Clear communication and expectation. What does that mean? I expect from you to sprint. I need you to outsprint your opponent. Yeah, but I'm sprinting. No, time it. How do we teach timing? See, details. So those are the how we can find the success of implementing individual skills when we are super, super specific in detail. When I'm talking to you in that detail, would you be less like with fear? Would you be distracted? Would you be unmotivated? No, because I'm giving you the formula, and it's up to you to do it. What players need to enhance, what players need to thrive in their career? Those are the things I strongly believe. This is what we discover in our program, Get Better Involved, that we need to be this. For us to see a progress, we need to have a super awareness, expand knowledge, be a constant learner as a coach, think out of the box, be open-minded, practice individual approach, ability to be super resourceful, learn how to create psychological safety. When people can show vulnerability, and they're never going to be judged, but actually lift up. And it's like we are not creating in one day, but it could be created in one day, only if we know how to communicate. Strong values and work ethic. We have to have a strong values. We want athletes to have strong values. We want athletes to have a strong working ethic, but we are not showing that. What is a working ethic? We have to come, how many of you, and I'm going to put you on the spot, how many of you come to practice with printed structural practice plan? One. I was bad at the beginning. I was very bad. I thought it's just like scratching it. But it's not because I just did not know how to do. I did not know what to do. I didn't know how. Actually, it was really interesting because I started coaching while I was playing. I was recording some of your practices. That was smart of me, right? And that's why, especially that offense, he's talking about it. I'm telling you, I'm still using it. This is my favorite, and I'm so good at showing the timing because I know how to do it. But his brilliancy of adjusting his system to my strengths, that was brilliant, Laszlo. I mean, just like unbelievable. I did not appreciate it in the beginning until I found it out. But he was genius. And he is still genius. What happened? I got excited.
You missed the players.
Okay. It's okay. Where did I go?
Maybe Syria.
I don't know what happened. Where I was? I missed over there. Yeah, bring me there. Oh, the players to enhance the, okay. Awareness, they need supporting system. No. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Awareness. This is, I'm just shifting because I think I was talking about the wrong slide, but we're going to come back. This is what players need to enhance performance: awareness. We, as the coaches, we need a super awareness. We just need to teach them awareness. Start from a drop and what they are actually doing. Supporting system. We have to be the supporting system at the beginning. Supporting system is like make sure that we understand them. Make sure that they're good teammates. Make sure we teach them how to connect with others, not just communicate. I'm talking about deeper connection. Inspiration, what inspires them? To motivate them. My thesis in sports psychology is motivation. And I kind of scratch it out. Why? Because what motivates me is it comes from my inspiration. So what am I focusing on? My inside motivation. For me, it's just like, it's so plain. So I want to go deep. I want to feel it. So I go inspiration. What am I inspired? I was inspired yesterday from our conversation. I was inspired this morning. I was looking for inspiration just by looking at you. And this is what we want to kind of show the players how to do it. Mindfulness. Trust the process. No matter how we're having a poker face, there's a lot of anxiety in players' stomach going on in the head. A lot of anxiety, a lot of fears. We need to show them, we need to give them tools. Through mindfulness, but yeah, mindfulness nowadays is a huge word. We don't know what that means. So we need to find out for each player what that means. And we put them under one goal, one directions of what we want for the team. It's our vision first. Solutions and tools how to deal with adversity. Adversity could be not just when I'm depressed or my games are not working. It's when I'm a slight of a hesitant. I get the ball and I'm just like, oh, I'm late half a second. That's adversity. If we catch that little detail and want to help them with that, believe me, that will be amazing for the team. But you need to have a selective eye to catch those details. Continuous evolving in the game. How can we do that? How players can do that? By working with them, not just individual practicing, watching videos. And not just themselves, but others. And just be curious. How many of you, for those who played, back in the day, there was a video in my days. You are not that old. So there was a video. I did not like watching myself. I was just like, oh my God, am I going to look good? And we had a video twice a week. So every time I was just like, oh my God, let me see. So I was not even watching the team, what Laszlo was saying, preparing for the game. I was like freaking out how I'm going to look. That was going on in my head. So guess what? Players do that the same nowadays. Why? Because we didn't train them how to overcome the anxiety of them. And it's about, I work with athletes, and it takes them 5 times. We give them a clip, 10 seconds, of a mistake. And I said, look at it. I know, first watch, I'm going to throw up. Second, but we examine their feelings. How do you feel? Oh, awful. What do you see? They see very little. I say, okay, let's do it again. Let's do it again. And the 5th time, I want you to look at it from above. That was a situation. It's not you, it's not the ball, it's not mistake. Look at the situation, what the situation needs for. Oh, reaction. Okay. What is the timing? When? How the body, we just give him like, what are the clues you see to be able to see what is needed. So we teach him that. How long does it take? A minute? When? On the spot, on the court? Not on the individual meetings. I did that. Doesn't work. Efficiency. And enjoyment. This is what they need. We get so serious about the game. We get so serious to be critical about ourselves, we forget that just a game. Basketball is just a game. And we need to enjoy it. How are we enjoying it? When we are developing ourselves, when we know ourselves, when we're clear of what I'm working on, what I would need, and where I would like to be. And I'm ready in the synergy, in the dynamic of the team, and I'm not alone. That's the greatness of the game of basketball. We can do it together. But this is what they need. All right, next slide. What about coach's performance? Okay, that's a question for you. What do you need to perform at your best as a coach? So, because you're going to fall asleep here, I'm going to give you 2 pieces of this. And one piece, I want you to quickly write, like with a couple of words, what you need and what is not working for you. And one piece of paper is what doesn't work as a coach for you. You know, what's the problem? And one is like what you actually need. So would you please, if you can be kind of in English, if you can. Okay, you can just kind of like go. You have a pen, you have a pen. Here, here. But everybody has to participate. Okay? You have about...
All the coaches, because we have some marketing slides.
But we can work with the marketing.
Okay.
What actually is working for you, or what is not working, and what you need. If we can find it useful. Doesn't matter. We're going to go, this is a positive, left side is the positive. What you need is the left side. What you need is the left side. You're going to carry it, and with the right hand, you're going to carry it what is not working, what you want to improve. What do you improve? Doesn't matter. Even though I kind of screwed up because I gave you some answers. What you need is one. Left one is what you need to be successful as a coach. What do you need? You need more money. You need players to follow directions. You know, but be specific. I'm giving examples. This is not the right examples. And in the other piece is just what you are struggling with. You would like to improve. Maybe I am, and it's very anonymous. So we're going to post it right there somewhere, and we're just going to read it as a group, okay? Because you belong to Radgeber Academy. You guys here as one. We are one. I became part of you today, and even yesterday, because this is how we work. We work through working together. Okay. Can I put it here?
Second one is improvement or what's not working?
Yes. Yeah. Either. What's not working? For example, I have difficulty communicating, understanding, or whatever it could be, you know.
Fabio will write in Italian.
Yeah. Thanks. This one is, yeah.
Serbians can write in Cyrillic.
I read Cyrillic, yes. They understand. We're going to have some translators, so. You don't want to write?
Marketing.
It's okay. I want to see the marketing part.
Okay.
Everybody, how are you? I'll figure it out.
Okay.
Excellent. So I'll pick one thing. Guys ready? Thank you. Thank you. This is, okay. This is here, right?
Myself and must be.
I got you. We have to be brave to ask. If we don't understand anything, you know, it's like just dare to express yourself. You know, it's about, this is the scary things. The scariest thing is about, oh my God, I'm making mistakes. Believe me, I'm not the best speller, okay? But I'm working on it. Thanks God to Google, right? So, all right. Oh, neat. Any more? Okay. Thank you. I don't know, maybe I'm mixing it up. I think it goes here. All right. Who gave me this? Handwriting, who gave me this? Whose handwriting is that? I just need to clarification some words. This one. Being?
Too critical.
Huh?
It's too. It's too critical.
Ah, too critical. All right. So, you guys, did you know what we did today? I mean, just a moment. We were super brave, first of all. Thank you so much for your playing with me. Okay? You needed a kick in the ass, you know? But we actually came here together to share ideas. This is just an opinion. You open up. This is how we created psychological safety, a bit. I'm not going to, it's like everything what we talk about it will stay here. Because it's recorded, we're not going to say names, but I'm going to tell you what you need here for you to be successful. And this is what you really need if it comes to you from your heart. And we have passion to be inspired, players to feel comfortable at practice, feel the importance. I must always be myself, so be true to yourself. Consistency. To spread the happiness in my players throughout my ideas to happen. Is that right? Something like that. Environments where I can learn constantly, so coaches need to grow. This is unbelievable. More patience. And we can find out why you were not more patient. There's a reason why. I think a good coach can find a way to the players to be the best version of themselves. This is what we need. To be thinking to put the players first. To be strict, accurate, honest, consistent, and to prepare. To have a preparation. Okay? And again, when we talk about need, this is what we need as a human beings. Being a coaches. At the moment. Tomorrow, this could change. But if we want to make one strategy, and if you are living this, your job, to serve the best for the players, we need to put everything together and say, what does that mean? Because right now it's a general, right? Passion in what? We have to go to the details. How you can go, we can go individually, deeply within ourselves. And this is how we can improve our communication first. So here's what's not working. Players not think outside of the box. Okay, this is, we know where we can improve, so we can deliver it, right? This is our needs, but we're going to see what is actually happening here. And we can merge it together, create a strategy, create a formula for that academy to be the best in the world. First best in Hungary. And you are the best in Hungary, but you can actually explode it. Improve. What's not working? Running practices without goals and good communication. Rising of the ego. It's like the ego is controlling us more than actually the instincts, just to listening our instincts. Cheating, high expectation, more strict to the players and understanding them. I think this goes towards more of the needs. Knowledge. We need more knowledge. Being too critical with my players. I'm getting anxious sometimes, how they're approaching me, and I'm in the proper relationship, and if I'm in the proper relationship with them. Improving skills to communicate. Clearly expectation. Honesty, dishonesty. And again, those are kind of like a glimpse of what is happening here. But is that a final? No. This is just the beginning. And we say the same thing. Today, you can do the three-point shots with 20%. If you put the proper skills, the proper speed, with the defense, not without, with the presence of the defense, with 1 week of shooting, your percentage will go higher. And we're going to measure it. Because it's not just a theory. Let's work, let's see how it's going to measure. What you do. What is your inner voice telling you? Okay? So this is just an example of how you guys can work together. How you can raise, how you can really bond. And I love what Laszlo was saying. We want Olympic rings together, working like that, without the break. Sometimes we may have something for us to kind of look at things. But in the end, what is important for us to stay together, work together as a unit with ups and downs, but we are looking in one direction, which is to serve others. You need to serve yourself, and the higher to be the best you can be for you to serve others. Otherwise, you are not in the best possible shape for others. So this is what I think coaches need to thrive, and this is what I taught, and I worked really hard to invest myself to bring more of me while I was choosing to do whatever it is. This is what I do with you right now. I don't know if I'm perfect. There's no perfect. But one thing is like I'm giving my best, and this is, I'm okay with that. That is fulfilling for me, that I'm giving my best. So self-awareness, expand knowledge, be a constant learner. We need to invest in ourselves. I find wisdom through books, but I find wisdoms with communication. I have coaches. I have a psychologist on my board taking care of me. I have a mental coach. I have a therapist. It's not because I'm broken. That too, in a way. But it's only in my head. But because I want to be able to give, first of all, to be the best I can be. Because that brings me joy. And we're all born. Imagine a baby. Born. They're just perfect, isn't it? They're very communicative. They communicate freely. They don't have those fears. So everything is within us. We just need to reconnect again with that. with precise intentions. Why you want it right now? Because I'm here to give to you something. I want to shorten the road to success for you. That is my reason. Think out of the box, be open-minded. I can strongly believe that me, the ball in the basket, this is the only way I can make a free throw. But it's not that. If you guys are saying, it's like, what about inhaling? What about positioning your feet? Whatever. Say, is it working? Let me try it. Let's try it with our athletes. But you see, one formula will work with those details, me, the ball in the basket, for one person. The other one will say, no, but I need my special dribbles. And say, great. But in the end, it's the same form. And we just want to make the basket. But it's the individual approach. Individual approach. Find it what it is. Ability to be super resourceful. Being out of, because some of it, there was like more patience. It's like, we are not patient because we want it to be easy on us. That's all. And it's okay to admit it. I want my practice to run smoothly. That's my desire. That's okay to say it. But before me, I would say, oh my God, this means I'm lazy. This is perceptions, and this is what perception kills us. Perception is what's killing us, our own perceptions. Strong values and working ethic, solid supporting system, inspiration, motivation. We need to find inspiration in something. We want to be in a comfort zone. That's great. But we want to know where is our comfort zone, where's the line. And I want you always like be there with one leg like this, you know, and say, oh, I feel here, I don't know. And be okay to say, I don't know what I don't know. Exercise it with curiosity and with joy. That's the formula. There's nothing wrong to say I'm curious. What do you mean by that? Get clarity and find what you like and what you don't like. Strong communication, people skills. Be a role model of excellence. Build up your routines. I break my routine many times. Who cares? As long as I'm sticking to breaking the routine is a routine, right? Not everybody is organized. But I'm very organized in my mess. And that inspires me. So that's it. Solid social emotional intelligence and mental toughness. We need to have that. Social emotional, this is connected with the super awareness. What makes me happy? What makes me sad? What makes me fear? What makes me brave? You know, and make a choice. So I just wanted to quickly, what we do with Gergada Branzova is like, it's a developmental coaching. Transform your game from inside out. And again, there's a definition of what is developmental coaching means. It's about examining the changes. But I guess it's my formula. I can call it whatever I want to. It's what actually we do, how we do it, how you responded, what results we get. This is what really matters. And we always start with yourself. We want it to be better in everything what we do, because that would bring us joy, right? And it all starts from us. Mental coaching, uniquely designed for basketball. And again, that word mental, people will say, well, I'm not broken, I'm not crazy. What do you mean? The ego may say, no. You know, that's not for me. This is out of my comfort zone. I'm dying here. But it's because of your perception. You don't understand what it means. And you're not curious enough for you to say, you know what? There's something to be learned here. What is it for me? And maybe it's one word. Maybe it's something which is not your thing. But you're still learning what is not thing. How many times, as a players, we were part of a team where we had an awful coaching experience, and we know what not to do. I have millions of examples of that, and that was a learning experience. So it's a coaching that uses awareness and intentions through carefully formed questions. And again, why questions? Because we need clarity. We need clarity. We need to ask myself, am I good? Am I bad? Or just awareness. So either going with questions or awareness. But we question because we want to bring awareness. Question the athlete is a challenge to look into their true intentions and prepare them to consciously choose to act and create their desired reality. Say, boom. That's like exactly right there in the center. Right there. It's not about, I want to be a good shooter. From where? How? What? I want to be very successful. What does that mean? Through their eyes. We use neuroplasticity to identify the way of thinking and functioning, and we align desires, goals, and potential and create a unique program that is installed subconsciously for optimal performance. Again, I'm not here to teach you about and to talk about subconscious, conscious, superconscious, but it is actually our brain. If we know how to work with our brain, we can be very successful in everything what we do, and happy. Happy, successful, perfect match. And this is what we want. You want to feel good, right? But our brain primary function is to protect us. So the brain always scanning where the dangers come. But thanks God we have thinking for us to choose where we can narrow our focus. This is some of the results I'm experiencing and we're experiencing applying that. I'm talking about immediate results, immediate, in a short period of times. It could be 1 week, it could be 2 weeks, it could be in 6 months. But when we looked at where we started and where we are, it's like completely transformation in the long term. So happy, inspired, focused, sorry, motivated, committed players, flawless communication within the team, optimal performance for players, players developing a winning momentum by working smart to achieve permanent results. Who doesn't want that? I want it, And this is my goal when I'm communicating with players. This should be your goal when you're communicating with your players, but not gold, and no matter what. It's actually because you care about your team. Solid social emotional intelligence and mental toughness. Coach is able to concentrate on technical issue of the game when players are perfectly balanced, right? So I don't have to be focusing on you making faces. You're not passing to your teammate, clear vision and execution of team strategy by the player. So the players understand what is it the team needs. And I always heard it, team stands before me, right? But in our work, prepping for that, it's preparing, the first thing is me first before the team. Why? Because if I'm not, why I'm playing basketball, I played it because I love it. I love it. I want it to be, what? I want to be successful. So I'm working to polish my skills. And then while I'm polishing my skills, I serve the team. And when I'm in a team environment, when we're working together, then I'm serving the team. But I'm always aware what I'm working on myself. So I can narrow that focus, what I need to be polishing in. The timing, the whatever, the pass. Improve communication between coaches and players, top tip strategy. Held competitive dynamics with the team. Players know and willingly accept their role and potential within the structure of the team. And of course, that's the result of everything, we're having a winning team. And even though sometimes teams doesn't win, believe me, the coach is so happy, and even the coach is happy that we worked together, we did everything, we improved, because we know that the journey to that medal, it's a journey, and there is a short road, not so short road, or like a lost word, like lost way. So I'm opening for questions and answers. I hope I provoked enough curiosity within you. I love what I do. and I'm here to work with you, to be serving you. We were talking about yesterday about asking questions. So, when we close this, right now it has a blockage. Oh my God, I don't have questions, everything is there. The moment everything starts, it's like we're in a relax. You guys are gonna come to me and you're gonna say, so Albena, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And why is that? I was the same. Because we have a blockage. That's like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to ask. But you see, during the presentation and when we see something, when we watch a movie, there are thoughts crossing our mind, okay? We call them as squirrels, okay? So you go chase a squirrel. You say, oh, that would be curious. Okay, so you were chasing the squirrel and said, out of a curiosity, and say, what about this? Oh, I can be inspired to change the way my drill is running because you give me this little tip. It provokes a new idea in me. And I want you to share something. What are the, and I want you to share it. I know you're sitting like pairs, you know, with your colleagues. And I want you, between you guys, to share it. What did you take, what is one thing you took from this time together? You know, can you share it? What is the one good thing about you take from this presentation? So it's an exercise, so please start doing it. I'm gonna work with Sylvie here. We can start talking. It was a great experience for me.
It was. You know that what you gave me, that to have the exact target you would like to achieve and to focus on the target. Exactly.
Okay. For me, what I liked about it, that I made a lot of eye contact, and I saw a lot of people here are in the same page.
And you know, I noticed that when I looked at them, I started to make notes and to just, you know, to just have some moments to understand, you know, not just paying attention to it, but
Yes.
to understand what you are saying.
Yes. Yes, thank you so much. You see, you gave me water and I, thank you, thank you. Much better, I needed it. See, he read my mind. I was projecting it. Thank you for reading my mind. All right. I guess we are coaches. We know with one word how to express ourselves on timeout, right? So it's a clutch time, okay? It's the end of the game. So I want you to share with what your partner told you. What was good for him?
He took a lot of things, and he was mainly focused on you and youth development and how you work with burnouts and how do you translate to your players their role, and when you said matches for
So is there a question from you? You ask a question?
I asked that before the presentation because I was thinking about it a lot of times. But you answered a lot in your presentation for that question.
Okay, but I can be more specific.
How to be there for the kid, how to help you or her.
Okay.
So how to be a partner in that process. And you
Okay. Can you hold on to that question and I'll answer. I just wanted to make sure that I give a voice to everybody. So what did she say about what she took from that presentation? Okay. Okay, so what did you take, if you would like to share? One thing, the top of the top.
You were one of the most inspiring person I have met in a long time.
So it was inspirational for you?
Very much, yes.
Oh, okay. Would you like to share first? Would you like to share what he said? Is that okay if we share?
Actually, yeah, but we have some good examples, like the way he was good and the way he was not as good. So it was, I don't know.
Like an eye-opening?
No, just the players, like...
The players.
Yeah, well, the way he was good and the way he was not good.
Okay, so it was more of a clarification for you?
Yeah, I also said that it was good that you highlighted to give personal examples for the player, and that is really necessary.
Yes.
your point of view, it can be also very good because you have player experience, and if you share this with the players,
I think that's the next step.
that is, yeah.
Okay? Thank you. And what did he say?
He said that he liked the message that you received.
Pardon me? I did not hear.
No, I was joking. No.
Well, I can joke as well, so I'd like to hear the joke.
That they like the pencil that they received.
Okay, okay. Anybody over there, would you like to share? Would you like to share? In Hungarian? You can share in Hungarian, I don't have to understand.
To share mine.
Yes.
For sure, a lot of inspiration and extra motivation on how to practice and how to be with these great kids here.
Okay, so it was positive. Anybody would like to share? I want you to have a voice. That's very important. You guys are working together. If we are not having a voice,
Can I?
yes, please.
Yeah, first of all, I think it's a fantastic methodology when you work with your team and when I talk with Fabio, when we will work with our students, because Fabio especially, he never had lessons for 90 minutes, you know, he always finished in 65 minutes. And after students will not ask. And this is an unbelievable great method to let them talk, to share opinions, and it's very good when you have a lesson or whatever with your team, or especially I have with my students. Great method to let them talk. And the other thing, I think that we need a person as Albena is now, with this method, two things. First, that not in Albena, we have in a few sentences looking for, because we talked yesterday, we are looking for talent ID. What is talent ID? And our thoughts are that the most important is players' game, understanding, intelligence. The second is the mental toughness. The third is physical toughness, to be a wild animal with two legs. And the fourth one, skills and abilities. But nothing is strict. And this is something between. This is what we need to end. The next step is we are talking about the integral high basketball performance. And this is what we need to be. Because I talk to you, hey, Ivane Ivkovic, you old fart. Why don't you cooperate with MF from Zrenjanin, the greatest Bojoš Robert, the great, you are a great guy, he is a great guy, okay, you are smoking also. Why don't you cooperate? Why don't you cooperate with I have a great, it was a mistake, because the other physiotherapists didn't come, and because the physical coaches didn't come. You invited them, okay, that's Albena, 10% less than their salaries. If they didn't come, if you really invited, they will like Albena because they didn't come. We will punish them with 10% of their salary, but you got me. This is the way. This is the way to be Olympic Games and to make out, because I told them a million times, hey you, why don't you cooperate with a great physical coach, great physiotherapist, great this, great that. And after I come and they're sitting and what can I do? Two things. Or to change them and find better ones who will cooperate. Or to start to teach them how to cooperate.
Well, I mean, you said it all. You know, I believe, to give a chance to everybody, I was not born knowing everything. I was very embarrassed, shy. I was hiding in the corner because I didn't want to show my vulnerability that I'm not familiar with certain methods. I'm not even familiar with the vocabulary you're using, and I was feeling uncomfortable. But one thing I recognize within myself through my awareness is that I would love to become a better person and a coach for others. So I had to choose how long I should be hiding in the corner, not saying a boo, wanting to go to cooperate with other coaches, but I was not daring saying, but I don't know, you know. I need to say, hey, I'm curious about this. I have ideas, but I'm not clear. Would you help me? Do you know, would you say, if a player to you come and say, coach, I don't know how to pivot when a double team is coming, you know, I'm getting anxious, you know, would you show me how to do it? Would you say no to them? No way. But we are in the same situation as coaches. We think that the coach should know everything. No, we have to be curious and to take everything what it is and to upgrading it with enjoyment, And we are not here to point out, and that's the way we need to work, how respectfully we can communicate. And yesterday we talked about a lot with Fabio about communication, and I'm very strong on that. We are strong on communication. We use words, our words needs to represent what we mean as an end result, what we like, what we need. It cannot be just randomly, oh, I'm mad, and use our words left and right, because meaning of your words are yours to be perceived. But we need to communicate ourselves to say that if, for example, I say something to you, I looked at Edo, for example. I'm just like using examples, you know. I look at Edo and I said, I saw you yesterday. You were like, really, I was in the gym for about 10 seconds, right? And I saw Edo speaking a language I don't know, but I'm seeing, you know, frustration happening. And my curiosity is, what do you feel in that moment? When you're explaining something, what do you feel? My question. What do you feel? Is it frustration? Is it frustration? Is it frustration in what particular?
Mit érzel, igen, még mondod?
Nem ideges voltam, hanem próbáltam motiválni a játékosokat. De én nagyon örültem, amikor megláttam.
Yes, she was first of all very happy that
But she didn't see me when I first entered, you were talking, so this is why I refer to that moment.
She said she wasn't necessarily nervous, she was trying to motivate loudly.
Okay, so strategically, okay. So was it successful? Was it successful? Okay, okay, that's okay. You know, that was just a question. But you see, our first tendency is like, oh my God, she calls my name. Oh my God, she's asking me. Oh my God, everybody's here. And I know she's going through that process right now, even she's not admitting it. I know, I read her mind. I'm just kidding. But I know how it is. But actually, when we start feeling comfortable to say, you know what, when you point out, when you call my name, I really did not make me feel good. What does that mean? It means that I have not feeling comfortable sharing my opinion because, why? This is the most important thing, because I feel vulnerable that I may say the stupid thing or I may say not the right thing. And this is what actually, those are one of the biggest reasons why we don't do the things we need to do, even though we need something so strongly. And again, I'm going so deep. You know, people are bored. Some people were bored with that. They said, I don't need that thing. You know, and that's fine. It's okay. But there are some people who wants to serve more. And if we really want to serve more, we need to be thinking, it's like, what else can we do? What is he's giving me? Oh, he's sitting here. See, Fabio is really a thinker. You know, read language. And Fabio is excellent in showing you. I mean, I was with him how much? A little bit, a thing. And I asked curious questions to get information, but to match my perception of him. Because I get perception, I observe him. He looks calm. He looks like he's thinking, his brain is working, you know, and I can say, I cannot read his mind, so that's why I'm saying, Fabio, what are you observing? You see, that's the questions. We need to learn to ask the right questions, which Fabio is the master of it.
And also, I opened the door like that.
Yes. Unbelievable. Listen, I haven't been.
You were there in time.
He was such a gentleman. I haven't got that treatment in a long, long time. Somebody to, not just open, my husband opened the door for me still. But when I sit on the table, he pulled a chair, but he was standing up until I sit, and then he sat down. And I noticed that he's doing that. I noticed it. So it was unbelievable. You know, for me, that made my night. That made my night. But Fabio, would you like to share what you took from something positive or even negative?
Okay. Laszlo said a very important thing, because when at the end of the presentation, there is the question time. And you know, I said to you also yesterday, and it's very difficult for the people make a question. But today I learned something, because when you say, okay, share something about our presentation today, and this is the right way to involve the people to think about what you did. That's great.
And let them talk and let them ask.
That's great. And also, the last thing, because I have my mantra, if I want to be the best coach for my players, first I must be the best coach for myself. Mm-hmm. And you explained that.
Okay. Thank you. So is there any questions? There was one question here, there's one question there.
For you personally, what is your main goal as a coach in your life?
First, it changed. It changed. First, I wanted to be a successful coach because I wanted to keep the job. I needed a job, okay? And we live in financial, you know, material world, so the more successful I am, I feel more secure, you know? But then when I started working, I felt like, oh my God, winning is not just the winning. We need the winning to keep everybody, you know, it's a result of our work. Otherwise, why are we playing? But I started enjoying the meaningfulness of teaching. We are teaching. We're not just coaching. Coaching is, I feel like coaching is, there's a different definition of coaching. As a player, I took coaches telling me what to do. Yeah? This is how I understood basketball. I had to follow directions, you know? And what about when the directions were not clear for me? I was afraid to speak up. So I found out that after, my goal as a coach is to develop myself to a certain level as a coach, me personally, to impact others, to really reach their full potential for the time frame they're with me. For example, a player is with me one season. I'm going to do everything to make that player better than what they came in so many ways. But not me recognizing it. I want them to recognize it. So how? I need to communicate and build that right communication and connection. Through communication, I build connection with that player for them to start recognizing their growth. And that brings so much fulfillment. So that is my, now, it's like I still work with athletes. I do work with basketball players a lot in the mental preparation. It's like a peak performance. I make myself like a sports psychologist, but I'm not a sports psychologist because what I do is not typical sports psychology. Peak performance coach, and again, it's a mixture of things. And also, I work as a rapid transformational therapist, practitioner therapist. This is rapid transformational therapist. It's a combination of hypnotherapy, hypnosis, NLP, psychology, behavior psychology. It's a compilation of many things. So I brought it in basketball. I'm telling you, players, they will start making their shots, especially if they're having blockage, because we're finding out the root and the cause of the problem. And the root and the cause of the problem of us, even as a coaches, has nothing to do with you being a coach, has nothing to do, or for them being a player. So we help him out for them to get clear on goals, on intentions, you know, and what they actually wanting. Because if you ask them individually first, it's like, what would you like to accomplish by this practice? They'll say, duh, don't know. I'm going to follow whatever you tell me. Is that efficiency? Self-efficiency? I realized that. I asked that questions and nobody could tell me from my players, and I said, okay, that reflects me. I have to be resourceful. I'm the thinker, I'm the head. And we need to teach them because they don't know. I did not know. Somebody introduced me to that. Somebody provoked me, and I had to make a decision either to develop that or not. But just to go more deeper in your answer is like, they deserve the best. Players deserve the best. I deserve the best. That's why I'm not afraid just to go to different conferences, to be part of different programs. I invest in myself. I'm constantly learning something and trying to apply it to what I do. And I say, how this can be serving? Oh, this is a great idea. And when I go and apply it, we have to be doers. Doers. We have to do things. Just reading a book and, okay, that was a great book, put it on the shelf, and if I did not apply it, it stays, the knowledge stays on the shelf. So that's me. I hope I answered your question. There was another question here about the burnout and...
Yes, but you had so many answers for that, but my main question would be like, how can you avoid this early burnout?
Just to recognize.
Yes, recognize and avoid that.
Well, when, can you be more specific? It's like, when do you see kids, they're going to a burnout?
You see if a kid has so many games and so many practices, so many games, okay, national team players maybe, and you start to feel that this kid is not enjoying every game and mostly practices.
He has a belief, because players like, in my opinion, players like routines, right? If I have a routine to go every time in the gym, and after that I'm playing a good game, this means, oh my God, this is my secret. So they start going and doing the routine because of a belief that this can bring them to a success, right? And also we coaches, we contribute towards that belief. Oh, you need to be in the gym, shooting 100 shots every day. But nowadays kids, they have schools, they have homeworks, they have other responsibility, like if they're living with the family, okay? They need to have a free time with their friends. What about that? We're thinking, oh, they're resting here in the gym. Actually, having fun, oh, you're supposed to be having fun. What does that mean? We need to define what having means. You need to be a student of the game. So here you go, you're a student of the game. So I will go towards more efficiency. It's like you have to have this slide of the individual evaluation and find what exactly he needs at the moment and focus on one thing at a time. And you guide them how they can be more productive with specific work, not less. You cannot say less work because you are actually planting a seed to kind of become lazy, you know? But it's like, I made a specific, is again, use the communication. But you have to be very aware of what communication, how can I communicate my message? What do I want? I want them to rest. I want them to be not rested, but more fresh. Oh, freshness. And you have to use those words which has meanings to this kid. He wants to be fresh. He wants to be in his top of the game, you know? So this is how you lie the proof there and say, do you agree with that? What you did not agree. And he may say, but I don't agree this. If I don't shoot, I don't feel myself. I say, why? We can find different ways. And that's why through our work, we use different tools. We use recordings where they listen at night in the game situation, and the perfect thing just before going to bed. So this is like perfect thing. This is my favorite practice, just to lie down just before to sleep, and you can actually fall asleep, but actually the right words are working on your brain, and this is how the magic happened. I call it the magic, you know. But you see, I needed to come to resourcefulness, and I needed to educate myself. Who is the best for that, you know? And I found that I'm privileged because I understand the game of basketball, so I can help athletes like that. Because I found that if somebody is not, like for example, I'm working with soccer players, I had to learn certain, not learning, but it's like I need to extract from the player specificity, which they're not there yet. I asked him, describe me how you want to play it. In this game, you are like right fin, whatever it is, they were just giving me terminology. It's like, but they describe it. So they cannot describe. It's like, how do you think your heart will follow, your mind will follow if you're not having a clear picture in yourself? Oh, I never thought about it. Good. So let's make a plan. Let's try it. And the moment they do it, it's just like, oh my God, it's working. I said, of course it's working, because your brain is following the directions, the thoughts. You're projecting, not what you said, but what it comes from him. So your job is to show him how to be analytic a little bit, how to be thinking, and that's a process, a bit. But again, 1 hour? Half an hour watching a video specific and things like that. So thank you so much. And if you want to contact me, that's my contact with you personal. I mean, I'm open to share advice or anything. You know, also Laszlo, we've been speaking together. I hope for the future to be working more together, you know. Just to make a difference in kids' life. And you guys deserve to be the best, not just in Hungary, but in the world. And I see the facilities are amazing. So don't take this for granted. Be happy that you are the pioneers of that amazing project. But don't wait, and my advice is don't wait for you to be somebody else to give, but contribute with ideas, analyze things. Say, oh, because you are the one who are actually seeing what works and what doesn't work, you know? So me as a coach, I know exactly what the problem is, you know, but you need to say and convey that message in the right way. Again, the right way. Take the moment to say, what do I want to say? I see a lot of fights, unspoken fights, jealousy, for example. Okay, so what do we need? Again, the question is, what do we need? We need balance. We need clarity. We need motivation. You said it. So you said it, motivation. So for that reason, you know, don't be afraid to ask questions and show that you know you don't know what you don't know. And the best thing for you the trick is to show curiosity. And again, I'm curious about it. I was thinking about it. This doesn't mean I need to know. No. And it's just everything is subject to change. So thank you so much for your time. I know I was over 2 hours. And I'm here for you. I'll be staying here. If there's any practices, I can jump in any practices, just to monitoring, to give you tips, whatever, just to give you feedback. Feedback. It's just a feedback, you know, feedback of what I see when I watch practices, and what are the little things I'm looking at the body language of the players, because the players give you the clues. The players gives you the clues. You can be an excellent coach at the practice if you just read the clues, but you address them directly, demandingly, you know, with respect, and you tell them why. Because you believe in them, because they can do it. That's the mantra you say. I know you can do it now. Oh, but see, we need to practice it. It's okay for you not, we need to see where the mistake is. So we need to correct it, the pass, whatever, or we need to go with to retreat the dribble, whatever it is, you know. So thank you so much for the trust and the patience, and you are a great audience. And again, I hope that this is my first time here with you, but not the last one. So thank you.
For sure.